Head teachers have been able to impose financial penalties on the parents of regular truants since 2003. But Milton Keynes Council has said schools can classify children as skipping school even if they just arrive late. So, should parents be fined if their child is late for school, Sally?
Well, on paper, Andrew, it sounds quite good in the fact that, you know, it's a preventative and it will get your kids to school. But if you think about it, it's not such a great idea because £60 is a lot of money for a family. Now, so they're late, is it 10 times, I think they've got to be late 10 times and then they get £60. OK, then it doubles again. Now, what's going to happen? If you can't afford £60, you're not going to be able to afford £120 and therefore we're going to end up clogging the courts up, I think. Everybody's going to, you know, be fined and then I imagine be a court procedure after that.
Well, they already are taking quite a number of parents to court for children playing truant. I think in 2012, over 10,000 parents were already taken to court.
And they're
so, you know, this is just another extension of that.
Can't we do something in the schools? I mean, I'm not entirely sure.
Like an incentive rather than a deterrent.
Absolutely, because I think I think it also makes the bond between the teachers and the parents very strained if you start fining everyone. I don't think it's a great idea.
It's a fractious relationship already parents have some parents have with school, and in order to break that cycle, I think we have to start with the child, and because the child may be able to then, you know, make that relationship better.
But how would you do that?
How would you know what extenuating circumstances are surrounding that child being late? You don't know what they are.
Well,
I mean, Milton Keynes, for example, there's too many roundabouts, isn't there? So no wonder they're late.
Well, when I did that teaching series where I taught in a primary school a few years ago for a TV series, there were some children that arrived late, and it was clearly through no fault of their own because they came from chaotic households where perhaps the one parent that was in the household wasn't going to work and had no reason to get up, so the children would be getting themselves out of bed, and it was heartbreaking to see them arrive in the wrong clothes, often in their sleeping clothes, and they wouldn't have eaten anything. And as far as I can see, imposing a fine is not really going to achieve something. The schools themselves have to be more proactive and go out and put... The child is paramount, isn't it? If you're a teacher, the child's more valuable than anything else.
That's our future.
Somehow, you know, the schools have to provide breakfast for all kids, full stop. And perhaps schools should have, at school, uniforms, you know, if all schools...
Or safe washing facilities as well.
For all kids, because these kids that are late, I just imagine what it's like to walk into the classroom and be late.
Yeah.
You're stigmatised. You must feel dreadful.
And you've got the wrong clothes on. So, you know, you're open to bullying.
And then if you have to be washed and put in the right clothes, it's like you're singled out even further. But I think these kids have got to be really cherished and looked after.
It's really, really tough, actually, to get a child to school. I mean, I know that, you know, my relationship with my son has been fractious on account of it. But I know that when he was late for school, and I have to say I'm a parent where my child was late for school, because it's very difficult. It happens, you know, it happens because maybe in some cases some parents are dropping kids off. I mean, maybe we have to think about school buses or community transport or a way of having a community drive pool if all your children are going to the same school.